So Aaron, who is the most inspiring woman in your life and why?
The most inspiring woman in my life is easily my wife, just because she holds down the fort. And when you're a professional athlete aspiring to be one of the fastest people in the world and have all these big dreams of Olympic medals and representing your country, it's very easy to get lost in all that and fall into a routine that kind of revolves around yourself and making sure you're optimizing your life. And so I have 2 kids, and she holds down the fort.
The most inspiring woman in my life is my daughter, Poppy. She's 5, and just since having her, it's completely changed my life, and she has such a light and a vibrancy about her that just lights up every room that she's in. And seeing all these amazing qualities in her and seeing how confident and proud she is of who she is has really just made me kind of find that confidence within myself as well.
Dinner, winner, winner. Chicken dinner, dinner, dinner.
The most inspirational women in my life are my mom and my physiotherapist, Martha. They are the most inspirational because they taught me how to be strong, also compassionate, overcome, and believe in yourself. And they lead by example.
The most inspirational woman in my life is my mom. She's always been my biggest supporter since day one. She never pushed me to do anything, but she always supported me wholeheartedly in everything that I did.
The most inspiring women in my life are my sister, my mom, and my grandma. My sister is the person who inspires me the most in surfing, and she's my best friend and my favorite surf partner. My mom is also one of my best friends, and I love her so much, and she's inspired me my whole life, and I look up to her in everything. And my grandma, too, is one of my favorite people, and she's such a beautiful lady, and I look up to her.
You can add that you love your brother, too.
And I love my little brother, too.
The most inspiring woman in my life, I think this is a pretty generic answer, but it is true, is my mother. She works harder than anyone I've known, and I've recognized that especially more recently. If I look back and I think about when I'm in high school, where she worked a regular 9-to-5 job, a regular labor job, and she made us breakfast, lunch, and dinner, sent us off to school, helped us with homework. So for me, shout out to all the mothers out there, because they're probably the hardest working people in the world.
My mother, Deb Simpson. She's determined, dedicated, and also very compassionate. And she's great. Best mother I've ever had.
My mom is the woman in my life that inspires me the most. She's always been there for me, and she can juggle so many different things on very little sleep, and she's great at her job, and she's great at being a mom and balancing those two, and balance is something that I've always tried to work on in my life.
So for me, the most inspiring woman in my life is always gonna be my Nana. Sorry, Mom. But Nana growing up, she was just my biggest fan. It didn't matter what I was doing or how I did in it. She was just always 100% behind me. And whenever I went to race, she would always wish me wings on my feet. And that's still, to this day, the last thing I think about before that gun goes.
The most inspirational woman in my life is my mom. She is the bravest woman I know. She raised 4 beautiful kids, and she's incredibly smart and driven, and she has the biggest heart.
My most inspirational woman is my mom. I've always wanted to make her proud, and I think even in the good and the bad, she's always there next to me crying or laughing. And yeah, I just want to make her proud, and hopefully she can get to watch me at the Olympics in the stand, because I know she didn't get to in Tokyo, and that was a big dream of hers, so hopefully I can make that happen for her.
The most inspiring woman in my life is my mom, Miriam Paredes Blaise. I really admire how she went through difficult times and still did it, being so graceful. The older I get, the more I appreciate all of her love and sacrifices and hard work that she did to raise me and my siblings. And yeah, I'm forever grateful for the lessons she taught me.
My old track and field coach, former track and field coach, I don't think I should call her old. The way that she approaches life and the fun and the energy that she puts out, I've been able to I've just been inspired by it my entire life. And I always try to she's just so silly, and I always just try to think of her in moments when I'm struggling or having a tough time, because I just know she would just crack a joke and
she would make light of it and you would feel a little bit better. But yeah, she's definitely been like a really prominent like woman in my life, and I look up to her in like every way.
The most inspiring woman to me is Joanie Rochette. After she won a medal at the 2010 Vancouver Olympics, she won it after she found devastating news about her mother who had just passed away, and she went out at home country Olympics, performed in front of so many people, like figure skating, you're by yourself on the ice, performing, smiling, and yeah, I just think what it took for her to like give that to all of us as like Canadians, as like young girls watching it, it was unbelievably inspiring. And that to me, when I was younger watching it, I was like, oh, this is what the Olympics are about. So definitely her.